Board of Selectmen's meeting is now in session, which is May 26, 2021. This is the meeting's about, but I do have some legal stuff to take care of prior to our meeting beginning, as we are still under governor's orders in regards to COVID. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, Mass General Law 3818, and the governor's orders imposing limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place, this meeting of the Town of Adams Board of Selectmen is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public has been permitted, but every effort has been made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in the order. Okay, in attendance, we have in the room, we have all 5 members of the Board of Selectmen, which are myself, John Duvall, Chair. We have to my right, we have Vice Chair Christine Hoyt, and next to her, we have Joe Novak. And to my left, we have, Howard Rosenberg, 2 lists here, and we have Rick Blanchard. So all 5 members of the board are present. Also present in the room, member of the Board of Health, we have member Peter Point. And also we have admin assistant Deb Dunlap. And last but not least, we have our town administrator, Jay Green. Okay, those attending remotely are Chairman of the Board of Health, Dr. David Rhodes, and also we have Joyce Brewer. Jay, is that everyone?
That's it, we got it.
That's all we got this evening.
Yep.
Okay. All right. This is being recorded, so everyone is aware of that. And I believe we are ready to go. Okay.
And I will open this Board of Health meeting, joint Board of Selectmen Board of Health meeting today, May 26, 2021 at 6 p.m. And I will, because Mr. Duvall only read the statement on behalf of the Board of Selectmen meeting, I feel I am compelled to read the same statement on behalf of the Board of Health meeting being held remotely. Pursuant to Governor Baker's March 12, 2020 order suspending certain provisions of the open meeting law, general law, chapter 2030A, section 18, and the governor's March 15th, 2020 order imposing strict limitations on the number of people that may gather in one place. This meeting of the Town of Adams Board of Health is being conducted via remote participation. No in-person attendance of members of the public will be permitted, but every effort will be made to ensure that the public can adequately access the proceedings as provided for in the order. Attending remotely are myself, the chair, Dr. David Rhodes, and attending in the select board meeting room, Dr. Peter Hoyt. And as Chairman Duvall noted, the meeting agenda has been posted, and if someone cannot attend, we will provide minutes of this. We will provide a recording of this minutes to individuals if they do so request. As we are participating remotely, votes will be taken by roll call. And I think we need to confirm the names and addresses of attendees. I think Chairman Duvall has done that. So we are now open as Board of Health meeting. The order of business is action on the candidacy of Ms. Joyce Brewer for the open Board of Health seat. And given that I have actively recruited Ms. Brewer to put her name forward for this seat, I would like to request to turn over the chair of this portion of the meeting to Professor Hoyt, so that he may lead the proceedings. May I have a motion to make Professor Hoyt the chair for the purpose of this meeting? I second the motion. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, the motion is passed. Professor Hoyt, you have the gavel. Go forward.
Okay, thank you, Chairman. So as a result of the recent town election, the Adams Board of Health is made up of 3 members. 2 members were already currently serving the Board of Health. The third position, the individual decided not to rerun, and there was no one that ran for that third position. When that occurs, both the Board of Selectmen, working with the Board of Health, will identify an individual to fill that open position. The Board of Selectmen at their last public meeting put out the call to the community of anyone, an Adams resident who would be interested in serving on the Board of Health to contact Town Hall, which we did have 1 input, which is a very good input. And we received an email from Joyce Brewer, and she, again, she is called in on Zoom. So as long as Chairman Hoyt's okay, I'd like to ask Joyce if she wouldn't mind, and just give us a few words about your background, you know, and why you want to be on the Board of Health, some of your background or education that would help in your membership on this Board of Health, and then we'll open up to questions from both boards. I'm sure they won't be too difficult.
Before Joyce does that, Mr. Chairman, I do need to recuse myself from the discussion. Although I do have an opinion from the State Ethics Commission that I am able to vote and be part of the discussion, I was not able to file a disclosure with the town clerk prior to today's meeting stating as such. So I am going to recuse myself from this conversation.
Okay, we have that documented in the minutes that Vice Chair Christine Hoyt recusing herself from this decision, deliberation and vote. Hey, Joyce, the floor is yours. Glad that you've shown some interest. Like to hear about yourself and some of your background.
Okay, well, thank you for considering me for this position. I've been a Town of Adams resident for 13 years. I moved from Dalton, Massachusetts. I've taken my time to get to know the town and really appreciate the town. And I have been asked in my position with Berkshire Area Health Education Center as the Tobacco-Free Community Partnership Program Manager to do a presentation to the Board of Health. I think that was maybe a year ago, 2 years ago. Time flies when when COVID's out, you know. That's my position. I do tobacco education, tobacco awareness. I work with communities to train individuals I've been in the schools. I worked with Hoosick Valley High School a couple of years ago to start a Chapter 84 for them, which is a youth branch of Chapter 84, which they just attended their first Kick Butts Day at the end of March. So we're really excited about that. As far as my background, I have a bachelor's degree, and it's going to sound funny, but it's from the School of Home Economics at the State University of New York in Plattsburgh. But I was in the division for human services, and that's way back in the day. It's not going to be mentioned. So I spent most of my career in healthcare in one way or another. I've worked for the Head Start program as a health coordinator. I've worked in geriatrics. I've been a professor of geriatrics for Southern Vermont College, which is since closed, which is sad. Oh, what else? I have 2 children. They're both grown. One lives in Connecticut and one lives in the state of Florida. What else would you like to know? I'm interested in public health. I think that I see my job in the tobacco realm of providing quality education to individuals in the community as far as the risks associated with tobacco use. I find it my responsibility to incorporate racial justice and racial equity in everything that I do, because it's so impactful in the tobacco world, especially. What else? I guess you can ask me questions if I'm missing anything. I hope I didn't fail the test.
Thank you very much. I'd like to, before the board asks questions, to hand it over to Acting Chairman Hoyt, if there's anything you and Dr. Rhodes would like to discuss with her.
I have no questions, Joyce. I'm just saying I'm in full support of this. I know you've helped us out in the past with the tobacco programs. I know you're very involved in youth education with tobacco. So I'm full support, and I welcome this appointment. I know you'd be a good addition to the board.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Member Rhodes, anything to add?
Basically, Professor Hoyt was actually the one who introduced me to Ms. Brewer in the first place when we were dealing with the crisis around vaping, and she was extraordinarily helpful, not only in explaining to us what the issues were, helping us understand that, but also how to craft messages regarding that. And obviously there's a lot of water under that dam, because the new tobacco bill, the new tobacco law, has superseded a lot of that work. But I am extraordinarily impressed with her dedication to public health, and going about it in an educational sense, which is really, to my mind, how we have to do this, rather than by fiat, by leading with health. And so I will say no more. Thank you.
Oh, you're welcome. Okay, Board of Selectmen, I'll start to my right. Joe, do you have any questions?
No, I don't have any questions, Joyce, but I'd like to thank you very much for stepping forward to fill a very important position. I think we need more people like yourself willing to come forward. A lot of our boards are absent members, and sometimes it makes it hard for government to function. And how can I not put my vote for you when you have that patriotic backdrop there? All right, yeah. So best of luck. I'm sure you will be confirmed easily. And thanks again.
Thank you.
All right, great. Howard.
Yes, Joyce, thanks a lot for stepping up and agreeing with Joe. This is a very important position. But a question I have, the question I have, given your experience, and you're new to the board here, and your experience with youth and public health in general, and with specifically with the decline of the wellness in this country, with type 2 diabetes, hypertension, obesity really going off the charts, and the concurrent escalation of healthcare costs that go along with it. What's your general perspective on that? And particularly, how does education play a role in reversing these trends, especially in the town of Adams?
I think first and foremost, education is always important in public health, because you have to reach out to people and provide them with the correct information. As we've seen so often throughout this COVID epidemic, people will latch on to information, any information, in the lack of information. So therefore, I think it's really important for especially people in the public health realm to get out there, to give valuable information, to give correct information, and also doing it in a way that doesn't make someone feel bad. I think that's important. I think it's important to present it in a way that's positive, that's enlightening, and that encourages people to take the steps that they need. And in the tobacco world in particular, when I do tabling events, I don't say, do you smoke? I say, do you know anyone who smokes? Because, you know, I'm not out there to say, I gotcha. I'm out there to say, if you know anyone, I have information that can help. And, you know, I think it's also important that we commend people who try. I think so often we say people feel bad that they didn't succeed in quitting, or they feel bad because they didn't stick to their diet if they're diabetic. But everyone has ups and downs. And I think it's important to create positive messages that allows the community to understand that we're going to have ups and downs, but we're here to help, regardless of whether it's tobacco or diabetes or even COVID. The message is we're here to help.
Thank you.
Hope that answered your question.
Yes, you did.
Okay, Rick?
I have no questions, actually. I guess I look forward to some future debates, but all set. I always say that because I'm a 42-year smoker, so.
Okay.
So I believe the board is ready to vote with the board of selectmen.
I think we need to recommend, I think we need to formally recommend Ms. Brewer as a candidate by formal vote. Is that not correct?
I think the rules indicate that the board of selectmen would appoint the member to the board of health, but we work together, so we want to make sure that you also are able to vote, unless I'm wrong on that.
You need 2 votes. Board needs
You need 2 votes.
Selectmen needs to vote, board needs to vote.
There's only one candidate, but okay with me, if you want to start off the poll, I'm happy with that. Go ahead. Chairman Hoyt, if you want to start it off.
I guess, David, then we need a motion to recommend a member.
I move that Ms. Joyce Brewer be appointed to the 1-year slot currently open on the Adams Board of Health to end with the election in May 2022.
I second that. Any discussion?
Not for me.
Okay. All in favor, David?
Aye.
And it's yes for me.
Okay, great. All right, board of selectmen, we have a motion.
Make a motion that the board appoint Joyce Brewer to the position to Board of Health member.
For the 1-year period for the next
Correct.
election.
I second it.
Yeah, we have a motion by Rick, we have a second by Howard. Any discussion? Hearing none, this is a roll call vote. Joe?
Yes.
John, yes. Howard?
Yes.
And Rick?
Yes.
Well,
We're not remote, so we shouldn't have to do.
I don't know. We covered all our bases.
At any rate.
Anyway, I was wondering about that. Oh, anyway, we all voted. So, nothing else on the new business. Can I have a motion to adjourn from the board of selectmen?
So move.
Congratulations, Joyce.
Thank you very much.
Congratulations,
Welcome
Joyce.
aboard.
Motion by Rick, do we have a second? Howard, second to adjourn. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed, none. Board of selectmen is as adjourned.
David, motion to adjourn.
I move that we adjourn this joint meeting with the Board of Selectmen.
I second that. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor?
Aye.
And it's yes for me.
Okay.
Congratulations, Joyce. Thank you very much. We'll see you next month.
Okay.
Don't forget to get.
Yeah, right. Gonna just say that.